What is up, everyone? This is Cher talking. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a very important one in a very sad day. I have to say that Romancing Saga ReUniverSe just got the end of service announcement. So please stay with me during this video. I will be talking about the current state of the channel, future plans, and everything about the end of service announcement. I have been talking about it on my past live streams. Did not want to make a video about panic mode, but I saw some red flags over the past weeks, and it's finally being confirmed. They just announced it in end of service. And to be honest, the game has ran for more than 4 years, and that's way too much for a game that is considered to be niche. Yeah, it's from an unpopular franchise, it's pixelated, it's turn-based, stuff that is not popular these days. Why? I don't know, but that's the truth. People prefer to play action-based games instead of turn-based ones. And that's why so many other gacha games are actually making lots of money. And they are also 3D-based, something that is more popular these days instead of just using pixelated art. Anyway, the game will be closing at 1 of December, reset time. So we have 2 months to play the game till it ends. And am I sad? I'm super sad. For those that saw my initial reaction during the live stream I did when we got back from maintenance, we already know. I am super sad by this news. Many different reasons. I love this game. It's the gacha game that is super generous, gives you gems to summon. There were lots of content till there was no more. Well, I was not super fan of the free quest system, although I tried my best to cover, because I felt like there was way too much clicking. Not just because of the clicking, actually. And you would not be sure about what to do during the book's request system. You would have to try stuff, and if you could not find, you have to join Discord. Well, of course, I was always checking on JP. Not all instructions were clear, and we also had a lot of issues during the December update of past year, the last half anniversary, when many people lost access to the game. The Google Play issue was much worse than you think. Many players lost access to their account, and then it happened again around March to April, and even more people lost access to their account. But this system was not so popular, that's what I believe, what I heard from many persons, but there was also the issue with power creep. Power creep was big this year. It's interesting because, you know what, I have more memories of the recent battles because I kept changing my characters. I don't feel like that's totally bad, to be honest. There were different types of eras on Romancing Saga. Some of them were about using Matriarch plus something, most of the time. And some of it was just using a debuffer, and maybe 2 or 3 debuffers and some others. You could make the boss do 0 damage. We had an era where we were just evading, using agility cheese. And to be honest, all eras had their good points and bad points as well. So the current era is about characters having way too many different passives. And that is something that happens with all gacha games I ever played. Actually, how can they make a new character better than the past one without including more and more and more? Up to a point where a character is not just one role anymore. It's about way too much. Let's talk about Musashi here. Musashi is a good example of that. He is a support, but not just a symbol support. He can give you attack boost, he can give you defense boost, he can give you damage block, he can give you guard up, he can give you elemental enhance for slash damage, he can give you weak attack boost, he can get weak attack boost himself, hit ups, and he allows you to get extra buffs when attacking, extra buffs when being hit. See where I'm getting? Those units are way too powerful. In the past, we would need a whole squad to have all these effects. I'm not lying. 2 years ago, you need to have a full squad, each character bringing one of these effects. The problem with this thing is that it is caused by power creep, by the will of trying to create a new character that will draw more attention, is that eventually feels like there's no limit anymore. Lots of characters will be super strong. And I know a lot of people wanted to complain about the system, but what could they do? Just talk about it on Discord. How can they make any change if the game is based on JP and the decisions were already made? You cannot do anything. So we were just following JP's steps. If JP accepted all of this, you cannot complain. And eventually, JP is suffering from this as well. Power creep is too big, and they were designing bosses that were way too hard to beat. In Spiral, especially, we came from an era where we actually needed to be a little more, I don't know what's the right word to say, conservative with our pulls. We could pull for just this character and another and still beat the content. Well, some people are still attached to those moments in the game where they were just able to pull once every 2 months even and still do content. It's not like that anymore. And it's easy to argue because, look, I think that the 310 boss from Spiral is even easier to explain. Well, this boss here has way too many ways to counter the current characters in the game so that you actually summon for new ones. Look, Ezra, when being directly attacked, you get stronger. So you cut a big part of your character that won't work here. You will also get stronger if hit by indirect attacks with Slash, Pierce, Light, Sun, and Shadow. So what's left for you? Cold and Blunt. So this is already restricting a lot of our characters. We found ways to beat this boss, of course, but there were like maybe 3 different ways. Some others. Well, I don't know if this is better or worse than the Matriarch plus Leon era, where if you were a new player, how could you beat content that was designed to be beaten by Matriarch and Leon if you didn't have those 2 characters because you arrived too late? I don't know. That's why I'm saying that although power creep exists in gacha games, and they will try to sell you the next character that will be able to defeat the next boss, I don't know what's the answer. Both things, both decisions have issues. And it seems like the JP players are complaining a little more about the story mode being lacking recently and new events not having cutscenes or dialogue, because they really like this type of stuff. They like to see interactions between the characters from different series, and it has always been a good thing in Romancing Saga Universe. We have so many good characters, interesting ones, that we never needed to do any type of collab. We just have our own characters and they are amazing. I love the Saga series, I really do. So I feel bad by losing this game. Playing Romancing Saga ReUniverse made me a spoiled person because it is so generous. Even if you talk about power creep, this power creep is not as insane as some other games, and I always had fun. If you wanted, you could just skip the characters and then wait for others in the future. Don't need to beat content on day 1. The game never asked for that. The game always allowed you to play at your own pace. But allowing to play at your own pace was also kind of an issue, because after they started releasing too many books, rushing content on global, and every new week we needed to keep grinding because the HP status cap increased, and it felt like Remembrance battles were always designed to have higher status need than we actually had. Sometimes we even missed our attacks. It felt like we needed to keep constantly grinding. I don't know, some people didn't like that. Why I'm talking about all of this? Because I felt many people dropped the game. I felt it by my viewership. The channel has been on low for some time. I was having a lot of anxiety issues because this was likely happening, and my mind was just saying, no, we're overthinking stuff. So I said I would be talking about the red flags as soon as they solved them, but I did that only on my live streams because I didn't want to start panic mode if I was not fully sure. You were never fully sure till maybe 2 weeks ago, when stuff started happening. For example, they removed the jewel packs. They were not appearing here anymore. So you cannot even purchase gens anymore. Forget about that. And then they didn't showcase the new Wells of Challenge. You can see here by clicking on Challenge, they didn't showcase the next fight. So as you can see, the decisions were made some time ago. I believe they started making decisions to try to see if they could fix the incoming revenue by around March. That's when they released many good banners in a row. But that had actually double effect, like a double-edged sword. You get more income because you sell more jewel packs because the characters are too tempting to miss out. People wanted to play with Emperor, but also with Impress, but also with Leon, but also with so many characters that got released during that month that they needed to purchase gens. But if they purchase gens to get a character and that character is replaced the next month, well, people will feel like their money was not well spent. And that leads into more people quitting. And I cannot say if it was a bad or right decision, because in the end of the day, if they could not meet their revenue, the game would die the same way. So we are not here to say that Square Enix was bad and they did terrible things, because I don't believe that. We have been playing this game for 4 years. Why were we playing this? Because the game was generous, it was fun, and we had a great community. That's why I am not here to just say, curse Square Enix, I'll never play any game again. I may be done with gachas, I'm not so sure about that. We may be playing, I don't know, Disney Pixel RPG because it looks a little too similar to Romancing Saga ReUniverse, and I'll be talking more about that in the future, but I am here to discuss the end of Romancing Saga ReUniverse. But the game won't go away without new content. They announced 2 different banners that we can already check here on the summon session, where we can use tickets that drop everywhere. There are missions to be done, they drop from stages, and you can use those tickets to pull. Let's do a pull here. You get only SS styles, release it up to March, and you're probably going to fill your box now with styles you missed during your gameplay, so that you can have some fun with them if you always wanted to use them. So it's a good way and a proper way to say goodbye Romancing Saga ReUniverse. If you could not get those now, it will be fun. As you can see, they are telling the limit date here, 31 of March. Now, you can also spend free gens, but if I were you, I would try to get characters from Blot or Musashi banner, because they can help you with remembrance. If you still want to play the game after it got the US announcement, I know a lot of people will be uninstalling the game. I am pretty sure about that, but I won't say anything. It's your own choice, it's your own time, and if you feel like you will not get anything else from the game, it is okay to stop. But I will still be playing the game till it ends. Next month we'll have a lot of content, like I said. You can go here on news and check everything. They just sent us all of the protagonists from Romancing Saga 3. You can click here on the Saga Appreciation Global information, and that means 8 characters were given away. Katarina, Ellen, Thomas, Khalid, Sarah, Mikhail, Monica, and Julian. By the second round, that is day 7, they will give us 10 other characters. They are the secondary protagonists from Romancing Saga 3. By the round 3, that will happen on day 14, they will give us bosses, Bilne, Aunus, Alosis, and Fornius. In round 4, we will get protagonists. Well, Hulk and Liz from the first arc, and then Leon and Enya from the second arc, and then Chirei and Kihachi of the third arc. It kind of goes through cycle, guys, because this is a semi-sequel to Romancing Saga 3. And getting access to all these styles means that we have an ending. We have an ending for 3 story arcs, and we can use all of the Romancing Saga 3 styles if we want to beat the remaining content. As you can see, they will be giving us the last soundtracks on Concert Hall. I just wish this game would survive as an offline version and we could just listen to the soundtrack because it's amazing. Hopefully they will add that to Square Enix music channel as well. They will also allow us to get lots of home screen missions that will give us Testaments of Might, promotion scrolls, other materials to max our characters. We are also getting 10 times gains in all quests and increased gains as well, so that you barely have to train and your character will be easily maxed. Handcuffs are also very fast now. They are also allowing us to have some limited missions. that gave us other rewards. They will be amplifying some skills. Some of them are released today. Other ones will be releasing on different dates based on the cards that will be given to us in the different rounds. We can reach higher adventure rank. We can upgrade triple S weapons, and there is a new book. This new book is related to Conquest, the Sinistral's Overthrow, Conquest of Destiny. Here, we can get lots of gens. So I prefer to use the gens to get Musashi and Blot, and later use it whatever you want. Probably on the EOS banner, let's call it like that, to get the remaining cards you're missing out. ReUniverSe shop has new stuff, and there is 3 new styles on the viewer meta exchange. We'll be talking about that in a few. They will also add shops from Conquest and a fight versus the Abyssal Deathmatch Oblivion. So that's the last boss of ReUniverSe Saga 3. It's a super hard boss, and this is probably the last challenge you will win in this game, alongside a new spiral corridor that will happen on day 19. That is just a little after that. There's also a rerun of 5 past events. I believe they are Global Access. They made Global Access events for Global, and it was amazing because it meant they cared about the game. Like I said, I'm not here to curse Square Enix. I'm also here to thank our producer, Masanori Ishikawa. He did an amazing job. I don't think this game would have survived for 4 years if it was not for his hand, but also Kawazu. He is the creator and the mastermind behind all of this. Also, by day 14, we'll be able to get extra drops from current book. They will probably also release other events alongside the new cards that they gave us, but I'm not so sure. Well, since we talked about Conquest, this new Conquest is related to the new book, so that you will have to do Conquest to unlock new stages. And this Conquest is only for 7 days. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they are releasing more content later. So if you still want to play the game, let's do Conquest, unlock everything, see the end to the ReUniverSe Saga 3 story, because we are going to fight this special boss. It's gonna be hard, but we'll be making videos about it and all. So don't forget to do Conquest and do your free quest mode to get some gens if you are missing out to get your banner characters like Musashi and Imaku. All we can do right now is click on the shop button and then go to the exchange. And here you can see the viewer metal exchange. And there are 3 new styles. They are cheaper now, just 5,000, and you can get them. And have fun. Of course, the game is ending, but if you like some challenge, you can try Remembrance Battles. If you account for all the new characters that we were going to get, it is pretty doable to clear everything the game has to offer before it ends. And I will be releasing content to the last day, showcase these characters that we'll be getting, and I just don't think I'll be making reviews, or maybe just one special video, because it doesn't make much sense. Reviews were made more about trying to explain how a character works because of the value that the character has attached to it. That is spending gens. You're not spending gens anymore. So you can talk about the characters, use them, but it's different. Anyway, I think I said enough. I am sad by the closure of the game. I will still be playing, at least the next month, entirely. I will also be playing ReUniverSe Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven from start to finish. Daily live streams, content creation with guides and other types of video. And I only ask you for your patience. Please stay tuned in on the channel. Don't unsubscribe. Please join our Discord server, where we'll be talking about this game, but also Saga games in general and other JRPGs, and decide upon the future. I may cover another gacha game. It's not my preference. I want to go back to talk about JRPGs for consoles, with news videos, with videos that I talk about what I like about each game, maybe some tier lists for fun, maybe just top lists. I don't know. I am planning the future, and I want you to stay with me, if possible. But if it's too hard for you and you want to stop playing the game, I understand. Anyway, I want to thank the whole community for everything you have done. This channel would not have survived all of these years without the community support. It's been an amazing ride, and I'm really grateful to have you all. If you want to leave a message, please use the comment section for it. Let's communicate, let's talk. It's not over yet. It's just an announcement that it will end. But we're still here, we're playing, and I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Goodbye.